This is Ali Zubik reporting to you with the Application Nation podcast, a podcast that discusses the impact, production, and development of apps that we use on a daily basis, how we make them, how we use them, and everything in between. Our first interviewee is with Alex Nilsson, a graduate of University of South Carolina, located in Columbia, South Carolina. She graduated in 2021, this past May, with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Marketing, and Management, with a minor in psychology. She now works for an app called Curtsy, the app that inspired me to create this podcast. She is the content marketing strategist of Curtsy to make it a more user-friendly app. Here's to Alex Nilsson.
My name's Alex Nilsson. I am 22 years old. I just moved to San Francisco to work for Curtsy full-time. But I just graduated college, actually, University of South Carolina, just in May. I'm currently a content marketer at Curtsy. Obviously, with the startup, we all kind of touch a lot of different things, but that is my main role, is really focusing on the socials, our social accounts. That's kind of how I got started back like October 2019. So when I was the fall of my junior year, I just applied. I saw them post on their Instagram. Like, I loved Curtsy because I'm a big thrift shopper myself, and I'm from Los Angeles originally, moved to South Carolina. Quality of thrift stores in person, really not the same. So I loved that Curtsy just made it so much easier, and I was able to find exactly what I wanted. And obviously, going to thrift stores in person takes a lot of time to sift through clothes. I like that I can just search everything. Got super into the app, followed them, saw them post about hiring just a social media coordinator, and then I applied and got it, and then I've just been with them since. I love the company. So that's a long story long, I guess.
Yeah. So we're actually the same age then. So I'm a fifth year at Drexel. So
cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, but I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh, that's so cool. As an ambassador, is that what you were saying?
No, so this is what happened. I actually tried to be an ambassador. I you go through that little application process, because I saw the same thing. On the app, I saw apply to be an ambassador. So I tried, and they're like, you know what, we're not huge. No one else applied from Drexel, and they just said they don't have a big enough pool from our area. So I kind of just fell off from that, but they asked me to do an interview with their marketing team, or their studio Kodo, whoever they apply.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, they were so nice. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how do you feel about apps in general? What's your view on them?
I love them. I mean, I think that they have made life really simple, sometimes almost too easy, but I'm a very organized person, so I love on my phone I have all the different categories of I have all the apps that I use for work, I have all the apps that I use for working out, social, photo editing. I just have all my different categories. So I'm the type of person that I like my stuff clean and tidy all together. I love that about applications, and then just on your phone in general, how you can organize them. It's really cool to see how there's just something for everything. Sometimes I'll just be on the app store and we'll just go through different categories just to see what's out there, and just obviously doing scope and checking to see where we are on the charts and stuff too, just in the shopping retail space.
What do you think Curtsy's ranking is in that area, compared to Poshmark and things like that?
We're definitely, so when you're on the app store, it's all clothing. So we would also a Princess Polly and a Zara app are also ranked in the same category. So I at first I was surprised we even made the list at all, because I don't think we have very high recognition at the moment. But now we've just been growing and increasing. I think it was December 2019 was when we first made it on the list, and we were so excited. We were 99. Yeah, we're definitely going to be below Posh and Depop right now, but definitely all things we're working on here and getting really excited.
Yeah, Curtsy, in my opinion, is, maybe it's just because where I started, but I think it's the easiest to use.
That's exactly, yeah, I feel the same way. I tried, and sometimes we'll do it here, sorry. Sometimes I'll try just to see just check back in at what else is out there. And when I'm listing, like I'll list on all of them just to kind of like write down notes about what the process is, share with the team here. And I'm like, I know I'm partially biased because I work here. I've been working here. But I'm like, it's so much easier. It's so much easier.
I started out as a user too. So I mean,
yeah.
because I tried Poshmark, I tried Depop, and I've had the most success on Curtsy. And if I just see a pair of shoes that I don't wear, it's so easy just to post it real quick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Poshmark really makes you work for your sales, like having to like repost stuff and follow people. And then for me, like Depop, everything just seemed like really overpriced. Like people would buy something for $1 at Goodwill and sell it for 90.
Yeah.
That's just me as like a personal shopper. I'm like, I go thrift shopping, say like a good deal, not because I need to like spend $90 on like a child's Y2K tee.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I feel about Curtsy.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your motivation to use an app?
I guess if it's something that I think can make an area of my life simpler. So like with Curtsy, that was like, I wanted to be able to shop right from my phone, like in bed. And I didn't have good thrift stores near me. And like, I'm a super big, like sustainable fashion person. So I didn't want to be shopping brands and apps like Zara. So this just was like the most convenient way for me to thrift shop from my phone. I think that was like a big motivation. Like that's kind of what I think about all apps is like, I like a workout app. I don't even like, I have not worked out in a minute, but like being able to have that on there and like just in my room, like I can click on my phone and open up like a 30-minute core workout, which is just like so easy and convenient.
Okay, great.
And I like having everything all in one place where like, because I have some like apps that we use for work, like Slack or Trello and stuff that I have both on my phone and my computer. So it goes like, it's all synced up. So like if I'm like just now, I just walked home for lunch and came back and like was away from my computer, but I can still get the pings on the app on my phone. Just so nice.
Yeah, I think that's like part of it is just being able to be notified even when you're not working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have like the whole Apple Watch situation too. So I'm like, I had like 1 month when my watch was broken and I like hated not know it. Like it's nice that if I'm stepping away from my phone and computer, like I'm just like, you know, brushing my teeth, I can tell if I get like a notification from an app.
Right. Yeah, I don't even have an Apple Watch yet. I feel like I'm not. Maybe if I have a real job, that'll be me. But
yes.
Do you have like a list of apps that you would say are the most useful and why?
I mean, and this again is like probably also because of my job, all my social media apps are definitely going to be like the most used and useful for me, just because that's what I use for work. But besides that, I love like calendar apps and to-do lists. Like those are all the ones that are already built into Apple, but or now I use like Google Calendar.
So you're very like tidy with your apps.
Yeah. I like to have to-do lists, and I think those are like the most like I love like being able to cross something off, and like me trying to like working for a sustainability company and like trying to do better, like use less paper. Like so I used to have just like, you know, paper notebook to-do list, cross things off. So I think it's useful. Like I definitely think there's a lot of apps that are out there helping for like cut down on sustainability or on unsustainable practices that we have in life.
So it makes a huge impact on the world in general rather than just companies.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just was reading about and I just got it on my phone. I think they're a pretty small startup too, but they are the ones that you've probably like seen it on TikTok or something where it's restaurants working with this app that like when they have food left over at the end of the day, like for $5 you can like reserve a bag and they'll like give you a $5 bag worth of like food that like or pastries from a coffee shop that didn't sell that day so it doesn't go to waste.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's something that's like so cool. I don't think it's not in a lot of cities. It might be in Philly though.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's such a cool idea. Like, because all these restaurants are just throwing stuff out, but like for $5 you can get it's like fun too. So it's like a mystery. You don't know what you're gonna get.
No, it's such a creative.
Yeah, the other day I just found an app too that was basically like Curtsy but for food. So like in your neighborhood, if you have like you had to buy some ingredient for this one cake you were baking, you weren't going to use it again. Like you could literally like sell it for like $1 on this app and someone would come pick it up. I was like, that's so crazy to think about, but like if people really use it, that would be so cool.
I feel like that would be like a more city environment. So you can like
Yeah. I know. Definitely like living in San Francisco, there's also like a huge techie area. So there's a lot of like cool stuff that's only out here. But hopefully like some of these things take off and will expand.
I really think they will. I mean, like, curtsy is such like a basic idea, but it's like there's so many like companies
Yeah.
that are doing that, and like
Mm-hmm.
at least curtsy got a handle on it, like kind of in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say some of the needs would be for like a curtsy consumer? What have you guys, like, if you've been there long enough, but what have you seen that curtsy has incorporated that they've seen that consumers have needed?
I think what's really cool working is that we kind of have like there's two completely different sides of the business. There's like the people that buy and the people that sell. So like making, like I've seen us have like create different features for both sides. So it's kind of almost like two businesses in one, because we have like features that we've developed on the app, like the autopilot selling feature, which is like if somebody who really doesn't want to be on their phone and managing offers and lowering prices, like they can enable autopilot and it will like basically sell your clothes for you if you put like,
I enable that whenever I have that.
yeah,
It pops up. It's like,
and like you just have the minimum price and then just sell for you. So like if you were a buyer, that maybe that's not a great feature for you, but like that was such a need like in our users, like because we really try to like, I think our biggest space out there in the resale platform is for the casual seller. So like if I'm like just like the busy college kid, the working woman, you know, like somebody who just wants this stuff out of their house.
right.
So making the selling experience so easy. But then on the other side, like the buyer side, we just brought back, and like I've been kind of heading up the project of like the curated by curtsy lists.
Yeah.
Because
I thought that was a really good idea.
yeah, just because like there's so much content like on the app, like so many different clothes. Sometimes it's hard. There's a lot of people that aren't super like savvy and don't really know what to search. Like they want to wear like Y2K clothes, want to have that aesthetic, but don't exactly know what to search. So like it makes it super easy for them when it's all in one spot on the app. And then it also will like it makes it so much easier to make a purchase. So like makes it so much easier for us to get a sale when it's like right there. Like I just launched a new list today that was just like hot and trending right now. So people that don't even like aren't really in the like fashion world and might not keep up with the trends, like they can see them and be like, oh cool, this is what's trending right now, let me buy this and this because it looks cute and it's right there for me.
Yeah, that's what I definitely noticed that, so props to you. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Because I've noticed it getting because I joined in like 2018 because it popped up on Instagram or something. I downloaded it, forgot about it, re-logged in, and I started buying things, and then I'm like, wait, it's actually easy to post things. So that's how I kind of got
I know. I think we get that's definitely like something we try and work on is like turning buyers over to sellers, because it's definitely like a lot of ads are very driven to attract people that are buying. Like it's really easy, like, you know, if you think of like any retail brand, it's easy to post pictures of a product. People are like, I want that, let me download this and get it. It's a lot harder to be like, here's this idea that you can sell your clothes, download the app and do this. It's like a lot easier to convert buyers to sellers than just like get sellers.
Exactly. No, I mean, that's how I started out, and then now I probably still buy more than sell.
Yeah, me too.
Basically, with your experience so far working for an app, if you could run an app, what would you focus on? Like what do you think you would incorporate that you've seen in your experience being behind the scenes?
I definitely think like a really strong customer support team is so important. Which like is sometimes I feel a little out of touch with them because they're like not in the office. Like they all work pretty remotely, but like so many, when you like look at our reviews on the App Store, like so much of the praise comes from like the experience that people have with customer support. Like as a small like startup app, like when people are in like, we're just doing everything here. Like things will happen so fast where we're like, oh, we want to run this sale. Can you make this thing? We're going to put it in the app in an hour. And then it just goes. So it's really important to have that like team on the back end that's there to deal with like disgruntled customers or like a bug's going on. Like I think that is so crucial. And our customer support like head Emily like has the most amazing team, and like I wish I knew them better, but like the way that they approach everything is like so much of the praise that we hear on the app is like people who usually like if you had a bad experience happen to you and like it wasn't dealt with the right way, like you would be like, oh, screw this app, I hate it, like I never want to use it again. But like because even though something really frustrated happened to a customer where like their order got canceled or they received like the wrong item in the mail, like because the people that are helping, like the customer support team that's helping them deal with the issue is so on top of it and so kind, like they end up like it completely changes their experience. Where like even though the poor thing happened to them, like it ends up not being that bad of an experience because like they get their money back, they got like a discount on their next purchase, and communicate like had fast communication. We're talking to somebody super nice and kind. So I definitely think that that is something that is so important and that we definitely have worked on growing over the past year because our company really took off when COVID hit. Had a lot, and it was probably really like I wasn't here in the office yet when that happened, when it probably went from like quadrupled in size and activity over like the course of a month, and they really needed all these people to help deal with issues and customer support, and having a team that's really dedicated to like, you know, the whole like customers king ideality is so important.
More personable since like an app is so technical and it's just
Yeah, that's what like I love about just like our app too, and like I hope it stays this way as we grow, is just like how personal everything is. Like I'm the one like in the Instagram DMs, so like that's somewhat of customer support, but like just like when I message people, like making them feel heard and making them feel special, and like somebody's cares about like what they have to say, whether it's like good or bad.
You
just
probably responded to some of my things because kind of over COVID, I started making like bleaching clothes and like
oh
doing
yeah, probably.
and so I'll say like I sold it on Curtsy, and then you guys always respond, so it's probably been you, but
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually responded. So.
Yeah, I know that's what, like I love, because then I noticed that like just as a on my personal account, like I'll start tagging brands, and sometimes they like it's just a scene, and I'm like, oh, like I know that it's so easy for me to just like write like, oh my gosh, so cute, you know. I'm like, why wouldn't you just make that user experience like better? It makes me feel like special, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a key. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if you have any like final points about apps in general that you would want people to know about Curtsy in general, like go ahead. If not, that's fine. Like that's plenty for me to work with.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. Just like it's so cool working for like a small startup team and the small startup app, just because like I get to touch so many different areas of the business. You know, like I'm right now running like our ambassador program over the summer, which like is so different from anything else I do. But like I've seen it all, how it all comes together, and like creating these lists, like that's kind of like working with engineering to make these things work. But then it after we get these lists like engineered into the app, it makes great marketing content to promote and advertise. So like it's just so cool getting to like step into so many different roles and like see every part of the company. And I'm sure that most startup apps are like that. And it's weird because like when I think about like being a user and using apps, I always imagine that it's this big like corporation of people doing it and it's like so professional, but I'm like here, like everything is so like everyone's like real people like behind this app, and it's so cool to see it work and become this finished project. Like it's just crazy to me how like I like the same thing that you were saying, like getting responses back from brands that you tag them in, like you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But it's like it's literally just like, you know, like people just like communicating, like it's just fun and so cool. So many different.
I think Curtsy is definitely more transparent than a lot of apps too, because you can actually see the people, there's faces on the app. Like I like Clara, I don't know if you I've seen her face ever since day one of me using it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like the way that we as a company have approached it too has like really had an impact on like the community of like Curtsy users, where like I love it like when I get a Curtsy package and it has like a handwritten note in it. Like that just makes me feel like, oh my God, I have a new bestie. That's the way that people like
I started doing that.
Yeah, like just messaging people on the app, like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Like, do you have any pictures? You know, like, and people are just so nice, and it's just such a good, like, I love just like girl gang, like girl power. So I'm like, it just is such a good environment, and I think that definitely came from like Clags, like one of the only female founder, just like having that energy and really bringing that positive experience, and like just completely like engendered like the most supportive, like encouraging community here as a team in San Francisco. And then that energy I feel like has poured out into like the people that use the app. Like that's just when we get tagged in like little notes that people write, like, oh, this is gonna look so cute on you. Like it literally like makes my day. And we'll send it like in our Slack and be like, look how cute this is.
Here's to Alex Nilsson. Thank you for being such a lovely guest, and look forward to the next episode of Application Nation coming out soon on September 8th, featuring a new guest.